I'm sure you heard over the weekend that they are tossing around the idea of coming up with a 50-year mortgage. There are pros and there are cons. I'm either for or against. It's my job as a mortgage banker to give you the details and let the consumer decide what's best for them. Let me start by giving you the mechanics. So this will be a 600-month payment. You're going to make 600 payments on this loan to get you to 50 years. So if you buy a house at 40, you're not paying the house off until you're 90 years old. Whereas if you buy at 40 and a 30-year fixed, you're going to be done at 70, which most people plan on retiring at some point. So if you're planning on retiring and not having a house payment, a 50-year loan may not be for you. So some of the advantages to a 50-year loan: your payment's going to be less at the start. Now, there are something called loan level pricing adjustments. We are making the assumption that the interest rate on a 50-year is going to be a little bit higher than that of a 30-year. However, the payment monthly should be anywhere between $250 to $300 to $400 less, depending on your principal loan amount, say $300,000 to $500,000, which is real money. It'll lower folks' debt to income and allow them to get into homes, which is a pro. Now, cons are a couple. The first one is equity build. You're going to build your equity very, very slowly. Normally on a 30-year fixed, you're not starting to hit the equity until the end of the 5th or 7th year. On a 50-year, it's probably going to be 10 or 12 years before you actually start pounding down that interest. So if you're planning on refinancing in 4 or 5 years, you're probably going to have to put some money down in order to have the equity, unless you're in a market with like, I'm in Florida. So if you're in a home for 5 years, your equity appreciation is probably going to be okay, but you got to be very careful with that. So if you're thinking about, I'm going to get in now and then refinance later, you're going to have to make sure that the market's going to appreciate, because you're probably not going to gain the equity you're going to need to refinance through just paying down the mortgage. The other thing is it's painfully slow. The payoff is it's gonna never go away for you. You're gonna have that. Now, you will be able to refinance whenever you want, but you're gonna have to have the equity in the property in order to do that. With rates drop and all that kind of stuff, it may not be a bad plan. If it's the way that you can get in a house, then it's a great plan for you. One of my other concerns is I would hope that they would maybe want a little more down, like make the minimum rather than 3%, 5%, or 7%, so that if one of those folks, let's say they get a job change in year 2 and then need out of the loan, they would be able to get out. Otherwise, it really depends on your personal situation. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Let me know in the chat box. If you have any questions or would like me to run specific numbers for you, I can also do that. Once again, this is not set up yet, so there is nowhere to go to get this yet. It may never come to. It may. We don't know. Anyways, love to hear your thoughts on it. Once again, my name is Rich. Let me know if you have any questions. 813-758-1389. Thanks.